January 12th, 2014, and you're listening to Common Ground Radio, a member of the Air Nation Radio Network, where we recap and discuss the previous week from the daytime Emmy-winning drama Days of Our Lives. Thank you for joining us this evening. If you're new to our show, I'm Brandon, and on the line with us, as always, is my co-host, Misty.
Hello.
How are you? No, you said that you were kind of running around this afternoon. Did you almost forget about our show?
No. I just lost track of time, and then I was like, But I'm here. I'm ready to go.
All right. So am I. So let's get this party started. Well, first off, got a few things to discuss. Before we get into our discussion, just want to remind you all, log on to airnationradio.com and check out all our past shows. You can download them and listen when and where you please. Also, I think we'll jump into the tweets of the week right now. I think Misty has 3 tweets that she has, and I have 2 myself, so I'm going to let Misty go ahead and get started with her first tweet of the week.
Okay. First one, of course, is Jen Lilly. If you want to follow her, it's at Jen_Lilly, and she says, don't allow your wounds to turn you into a person you are not. And I loved that. Words to
live by.
Yes, definitely. It's actually not a funny tweet, but a serious one, but it was a great tweet. So I was like, everyone needs to hear this, because I know from personal experiences that it's hard to just stay calm and stand your ground. So I love that tweet.
And she has a good mix, too, of serious and funny tweets, which I love.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, my first tweet is from Kate Mansai. Abby, of course. You can follow her at Kate Mansai. She was responding to a fan who asked, would you ever eat a live cricket for $100? And Kate replied and said, best tweet ever and no. So it got me to thinking, for $100, would I eat a bug? I don't know. I mean, I guess if I need the money, probably not, though. But
well, $100 isn't a lot. But if you just had to eat one and you really needed that $100, I think I could maybe eat a bug. Maybe. Maybe if I dip it in chocolate.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Maybe if it was dipped in chocolate. I love that. Okay.
Okay, my next is from Guy Wilson, and you can follow him at the Guy Wilson. He says, I'm so tired. I'm just standing at Ralph's and staring at bread. I don't even eat or want bread.
So random.
I know, that's why I chose it, because I was like, this is just a random tweet.
Have you checked out his tweets today?
No.
He's a 49ers fan, and he was live tweeting the game all day. Like he really gets into it. It's pretty funny. But if you look at his timeline, he's so into it. And 49ers won, and he tweeted a picture of himself after they won. It was pretty funny. But yeah, check out his Twitter, of course, at the Guy Wilson. My next tweet's from Jen Lilly. Sorry.
It's going to be a good one, I can tell.
When applying for a job at Hooters, do they just give you a bra and say, here, fill this out?
Oh, my God.
I can't control myself over here. I'm sorry.
Okay, that is hilarious. That is. I think they do. I watched this documentary on Hooters. I won't get into it, but it's kind of interesting. But anyway. Okay, that was a good one. Okay. My last one is from Allison Sweeney. You can follow her at Allie_Sweeney. And she tweeted this on January 6th, and she said, pulling into the parking lot at Days this morning, I realized 21 years ago today was my first day as Sammy. So exciting.
Oh, wow.
21 years ago. Yes.
Wow.
So,
I wouldn't have thought that long.
I know. She was such like a young girl when she started. And, of course, I was really getting into it like myself, not just because my mother was watching it, but when she started on the show. So I've always loved Allison Sweeney. Like, Sammy has always been my favorite character. Good, bad, ugly, all of it. So that was pretty cool to see that, her tweet about that. So
congratulations, Allison Sweeney. 21, hopefully 21 more years as well.
Yes. Let's hope.
So this week we're trying out a new segment for you all. We're going to give you the news surrounding the show and the cast. This isn't about the storylines or anything within the show, but just more about keeping you updated on the latest happenings with actors and things like that with Days. Let's see. The first thing I'd want to bring you all up, tell you all about is Brendan Coughlin, who you will know him as T from the show. He and his girlfriend, who is also an actress, Terry Andres, they're expecting their first child, a boy, later this week, January 18th. Coughlin and Andres met on the set of Days last year when Andres played Taz's girlfriend Robin for a few episodes. I think this was when the club opened, if I believe so. I'm not sure. This was when she debuted. But apparently they hit it off. She played his girlfriend on the show. Now they're a couple in real life and expecting the baby January 18th. So congratulations to the happy couple.
Yes, that's so sweet. And I love that they met on the set.
I know. There's a lot of them have.
Yep.
A lot of couples have met on the set, which is a great segue into my next story, which I don't know if you know about this, Misty, because this is the one I was talking about. But Chriselle Stiles, who plays Jordan on the show, is dating Justin Hartley. E! News is reporting that a rep from Chriselle Stiles confirms that she is dating Justin Hartley, who is currently on Revenge, but the actor played on Passions as well, and is his ex-wife, who you may know, is Lindsay Hartley, who played on Days as Ariana, and she's also on Passions and All My Children. Lindsay Hartley and Justin Hartley have a daughter, Isabella. But in 2012 they had filed for divorce. So I just thought that was interesting news to share with you all. That and
that's
also.
Cool.
Chriselle Stiles and Lindsay Hartley were co-stars on All My Children together, which is another piece to the. I kind of feel like I'm gossiping now, but it's on Soap Opera Digest if you want to read it. So I'm not gossiping; it's actually real news. But there you go.
Wow, I did not know that, so that's interesting. I love Lindsay Hartley; she's so precious.
She's so gorgeous too.
Yes. When we watched Passions, my son was little. He loved Teresa, and he was like, every time it would come on, he was like, "Oh, am I going to get to see Teresa?" I mean, it was so funny because he thought she was like the most beautiful person, and it was just so cute because he was like 4, you know. It was funny. So anyway.
And Teresa is different from the Days Teresa, by the way. Just clear that up. That's a different Teresa.
Yes.
Okay, and the last thing I'd like to mention are the ratings. Just as CBS's Bold and the Beautiful and Young and the Restless are enjoying the highest ratings in several years, Bold and the Beautiful did a 6-year high. Days of Our Lives is also enjoying its best rating in women 18 to 49 in 2 years, and its best overall audience in nearly 3 years per the Nielsen Media Research data. And this is from the week of December 30th. They averaged 3 million viewers. They haven't hit 3 million viewers since 2011. So,
go Days.
That speaks volumes to the writing team and the actors.
Yes. I was just going to say it probably has a lot to do with Eileen Davidson coming back and the whole drama surrounding that, and Will and Sunny.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a lot of things. So I think it's pretty cool. I mean, they do have great writers, obviously.
Right.
The show is great. So
I think 2013 was one of the best years that Days have seen in many years. So, shout out to Gary Tomlin and Chris Weitzel, Greg Ming, and everybody at Days and all the actors. I mean, putting together a top-notch show and keeping it on the air with all the turmoil that's been going on with, how the soaps seem to be going away, but it seems like they're on the upswing right now, so that's good.
Let's hope they stay that way.
Let's hope. We have 4 left.
Yes. So I hope they all stay pretty high.
All right. So if you guys enjoyed this segment, I'll try to keep this up every week as long as there's news to report. There'll be ratings every week, of course. So I'll try to keep you up to date on the ratings as well. All right, so I think that's about everything before we get into our big discussion. So before we get into our discussion for the week of January 6th, just a reminder, if you'd like to call in and discuss anything about last week's shows, the number is 1-724-444-7444. Enter the call ID, which is 131151, and pound. And then finally, enter 1 and pound, and you're in. And all that information is at the bottom of the chat room if you are in our chat room. Call in at any point during our show. Don't be shy. We're pretty nice people, I like to think.
Of course we are.
I'll speak for myself, but not Misty. Misty doesn't vouch for herself.
I'm really nice.
There we go.
Unless provoked. I'm just kidding.
Oh, boy. Okay, so we have 3 topics we'd like to discuss tonight. I'm not sure what order we want to do this in. Let's see. I don't know. What you know the 3 topics we're discussing tonight. So what do you want to get into first?
Let's go ahead and talk about Guy's debut. I think that would be a good place to start.
All right. So, January 8th, which I believe was Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Guy Wilson made his daytime debut as Will Horton. Of course, as you all know, Chandler decided to exit the show after, I believe, 4 years with Days to pursue other interests, one being college. And they had decided to recast, and of course there was a ton of drama behind all of this, because Days had originally said they were not going to recast, but they then changed their mind, which I, for one, am glad they did, and they recast with Guy Wilson. So his debut came on Wednesday, and his first scene was with Freddie Smith, Sonny. So the first scene was the Will and Sonny scene. If I remember right, I don't have notes, so I'm just using my memory. He got a call saying that this online publishing, he was going to publish his short story. And then that segued into Gabby asking about if they've heard from Abby or EJ. Which one?
EJ.
Heard from one of them. Okay. And then after that, Will and Sonny shared a scene together. They were talking about Smith Island. Then Will and Gabby. See, I don't know why I feel like I have to call him Guy. Will, he's Will. He's not. And by the way, I just want to put this in. He's not New Will. He is Will. So don't go around calling him New Will. I hate when people do that. Like N-U-W. Like, don't do that. He's Will Horton now. Chandler's gone. Guy's here. He's Will Horton. Anyways, sorry. I had to fill that out.
The New Will. I just say Will.
Right. Yeah. I just people irk me so much. Anyways. I'm going to forget what I was talking about. So
we're nice people, remember? I'm just kidding. I couldn't help it. I had to say it.
You just had to say that. You had to say it. Okay. So Sonny suggested that Gabby and Will go take a walk or go take a walk or something like that. And he said he'd stay with Ariana. And so he did, and Guy, here I go again. Guy, Will, I need something. Will and Gabby went and left.
I put cover cricket.
Oh, geez. Will and Gabby went to EJ's place and asked about if he took, quote unquote, took care of Abby, and he did.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, we will. And Gabby was very, she was driving me nuts during this scene because she was just very, antsy, and she wouldn't shut up the whole time, just like she always is, though, so no different.
Yeah.
She, anyways, after Gabby decided to leave, and then Will stayed back, and they shared a short scene, Will and EJ. And then after that, Will went home, and his final scene, that episode, was with Sonny, and it was about, he feels that the Nick Fallon situation, so to speak, isn't ever going to be over. So that's a quick recap as to Guy Wilson's first day on Days, what a occurred with Will that day. So with all that being said, I like to say that I am impressed with his first episode. I felt like the transition was very smooth. I felt like, of course, it was a little bit of shock to see that face coming out of their bedroom, and it wasn't Will. But I was I think he was spot on with everything that he did. He's kind of got that. I think he's got his own. Of course, he has his own method. He's not going to be like Chandler. We don't expect him to be, because there's only one Chandler. You don't want him to play Will just like Chandler did. Of course, he's older than Chandler, by the way, as well, in case anyone was wondering. I just like to point this out for people saying that they hate him already, or that he sucks, or that he's ugly, which I have seen. I have seen multiple tweets and posts saying that he's not as good looking as Chandler, saying that he sucks. Mind you, his first episode was he was on for 6 minutes. I personally do not think that you can judge an actor after watching him for 6 minutes. And to the people that are saying he's ugly, just shut up. Think before you tweet. Think before you post. If you wouldn't say it to a stranger or say it to someone in your family, don't put it out there on social media and hide behind a computer. Just don't do it. Be smart when you're tweeting and posting. Ridiculous. So, with that being said, I want to hear Misty's thoughts.
Okay. Well, when I first saw him, I was kind of excited because, we've been anticipating the change for quite some time because we knew it was going to happen. So for me, I was a little bit excited to see what he was going to bring, and I was actually, like you, very impressed with how he started his first day as Will Horton. So I got on my Facebook account, and there I saw, like you were saying, people like, oh, my gosh, don't tell me this is, the permanent Will, or don't tell me that this is who we're going to have to look at every time we see Will and Sunny, just things like that. And I was like, I'm like, one, this is his first day. Two, we don't know. He could be better than Chandler in the long run. Who's to say that he's not going to take this role and just, blow it out of the water? And then three, give the guy a chance. He hasn't even been on there much. And so, but I was very excited, and I enjoyed it. And so I'm anxious to see him more. That was my little thoughts on that.
Yeah, who knows? He might win 3 daytime Emmys. We don't know, but give him a chance. He's got plenty of time. I'm not sure how long his contract is, actually. I believe it may be 2 years. I'm not sure. I'm not up on all that stuff. But like we said, just give him a chance. We've been through, if you're a soap fan, you've been through plenty of recasts, I'm assuming. And as I've watched, as you know, I've watched Y&R, Being Bold and Beautiful, All My Children Would Like to Live, As the World Turns. I've been through plenty of recasts, and they mostly always work out, in my experience. So give him a chance and be nice. And if you're on Twitter, I think you should go send him a supportive tweet. So I think Misty put out his handle earlier, but if you need it again, it's at @TheGuyWilson. So if you're on Twitter, just send him a nice tweet if you can. If you're on Twitter, and just show him support, because I'm sure he could use it right now with all the. Luckily, I've seen more support than hate, which is nice. But there's still hate out there, and we need to show him our support because he needs it right now.
Yes. And as far as his looks go, he may not be as gorgeous as Chandler. Chandler's a special case, but he's not ugly by any means. I think he's an attractive guy, and I think, and it'll grow on us. When Chandler first came on there as well, I was kind of like, really? Who's this guy coming in here? He was a recast as well. Right. And so, and then he grew on me, and where I loved him. And so I'm pretty sure that Guy Wilson's going to grow on all of us, and we're all going to enjoy it. So, but anyway, he's not ugly by any means. None of the characters are. No. Oh, no. You're right about that. That's for sure. I'll leave it at that. But I'm trying to look through the chat room and see if anyone has anything to say. And just to remind you all, if you want to call in, the number is 1724-444-7444. Call ID is 131151 and pound, and 1 and pound, and you're in. And as Dawn said in the chat room, Days doesn't cast ugly men. That's for sure. I mean, even Victor's a good-looking old man, and Stefano too.
Calm down, Misty. Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying, they're all attractive.
What about Stefano?
I said Stefano too.
Oh, Stefano. Okay, Stefano.
Yeah.
And
I mean, he's not like gorgeous, but
right.
I mean, they're all attractive men. And when he first came on the show, he wasn't bad looking at all. Neither of them.
And Harold and Henderson.
Oh gosh, they might be the exception. Actually, okay. Harold's kind of adorable.
I think we better just get off this topic and go to our next one. So I think since we talked about Guy Wilson's debut as well, I think we'll segue this into Jade Harlow's debut as Cheryl.
She looks different than she did on Passions.
Yeah, I wasn't a Passions fan. I never watched it, so I don't know much about her. But as you know, if you are an NBC daytime fan for a long time, you'll know that Jade Harlow was on Passions as, do you have the character name?
It was Jessica. Oh, gosh, I can't think of her last name right now. But she played Jessica. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So she was on Passions. She played Jessica. And we heard rumors about this a while ago that there was a Passions actress coming to the show. And I believe Jason 47, who is always spot on with his casting, has put this out and had been giving us hints for weeks, and then it was finally released. And so not just that it was Jade Harlow. So anyways, I believe it was Wednesday.
It was Jessica Bennett. Sorry.
Jessica Bennett, okay.
Yes, Sam's daughter. I had to go and refresh my memory.
So she debuted this week. I believe it was Wednesday or Thursday. Or maybe it was Tuesday. Yeah, maybe it was Tuesday. I don't have my day straight.
I know it was either the very end of Tuesday or it was Wednesday.
Okay, so it was early in the week. She came to town thanks to, excuse me, she was brought to town by Kate. Now, because Kate had someone investigate to see if they could find anything on Jordan's past. And the one thing that they found was that she had a friend in Birmingham, Alabama, where she was from, and it was this woman. So Kate had brought her up to Salem, which we assume is in Illinois, and was going to interview her for a job at Countess Wilhelmina or Mad World. Which one?
Mad World. Yeah.
Okay. And she didn't intend. I don't believe she didn't intend on hiring her at first, but after she had followed Cheryl around for a while, she decided to hire her. She followed Cheryl around after she ran into Jordan. I believe it was Thursday, Cheryl and Jordan finally met, or well, not met, but they saw each other for the first time and we don't know how long. And there was Jordan was very taken aback, and she kind of seemed upset. Nothing was revealed during their conversations about what happened, but Jordan did tell Cheryl that I explained it all to you, and I thought you understood. And Cheryl said that she did, but Cheryl said that they can't be friends now. So we don't know what happened in Birmingham, but something did. And this whole conversation, by the way, Kate was listening in on. So I'm talking about Jordan now. This is supposed to be about Cheryl. But anyways, Cheryl caught the eye of one one man in Salem who would just happen to be Kate's son, Lucas, who also works for Mad World. Kate had Lucas interview Cheryl for the job, and you could tell that Lucas had his eye on her, and it kind of seems to me that they're heading down that road of Lucas and Cheryl possibly. I don't know, maybe not.
It's about time.
Yeah, it's been a dry spell for Lucas. It's been a while. Mm-hmm. Was it Autumn or Sammy? Yeah. I don't know who he was with first or last, if it was Sammy or Autumn.
Oh, yeah, he got with Sammy after Autumn, didn't he? Because they were
that's
going to
right.
work it back out, yeah.
Uh-huh. So, okay. Well, that was like in 2011 or 12, so it's been a good 2 years for Lucas, so, I mean, he is due. Anyways, she was on, like, 3 or 4 days last week, and I didn't see her on Passion, so I couldn't judge her acting, if it improved or got worse or anything, but I thought she did a very good job. She played on the emotions very well when she had her scene with Chriselle Stouse. When Cheryl and Jordan shared their scenes, those were very, very well done. And she played the very timid role at first when she came to town. She was very shy and everything like that. So I was very impressed with her first week in Salem. I kind of wish that we would have got more of Guy to be able to tell about him, but hopefully that's next week. But anyways, I'm not sure what Cheryl's past is and what her connection is with Jordan, but I'm very interested now the way that Days has built it up, because obviously something happened in Birmingham, something major, we don't know what, but I'm very interested to see how it all goes down. And I'm hoping that it's a huge blow-up, hopefully probably during February sweeps is my guess. But I think this was a very good week for Days debuts. Guy Wilson, Jade Harlow, personally I was impressed with both of them, and I have very high hopes, and I think that they're going to do great things for Days and beyond. So, again, Misty, what's your thoughts on Jade? Or Cheryl? Yeah.
Cheryl. Yes, I was very excited to hear that Lucas might be getting a love interest, because like you said, I've always been a Lucas fan as well, so I'm excited to see if this will give him more time, because he's hardly ever on there anymore. And plus, I'm interested to see what the story is that is between Cheryl and Jordan. I don't know, like the conversation that they had made me want to dig more and confuse me even more than I already was about who Jordan is. So I can't wait to get more of that story. But as far as Jade and her acting, she was fine on Passions, and I think she did well as her first debut on Days as well.
You don't have any thoughts? What do you think? Do you have any thoughts on what might have happened in Birmingham or what the past is with Jordan and Cheryl?
I don't know if maybe she might have found out about her secret life, or if it was a man that came between them. Because what normally comes between two women?
Right.
A man. So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's all this speculation. Like, she could have, found off her driver's license and, questioned her about her past, and then she had to make up some crazy, bizarre story to cover it all. And then, I don't know. We'll see.
I've seen some speculation that I think is far-reaching, but I don't know if Days would do this because they've already got one, but some people say, well, I really don't think so, but it would be nice if they did this. They think that Jordan and Cheryl were a couple in Birmingham and something happened between them. I didn't get that feeling in their scenes. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people did. And I don't see them doing that with them already having the Will and Sonny storyline. So, I mean, this is just something I saw on Twitter. A fan posted.
Maybe she did. Maybe it is, because, when she said about Rafe, where she was like, no, not again, or I can't let this happen again, like talking about like a relationship.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it could have been, or it could be the guy that got between them is who she's referring to. But, I mean, I think she's got some relationship secret as well, because how she was saying, I can't let this happen again, or whatever.
I don't know. I'm sure they've already had it played out because, Days tapes 5 months in advance. So it's already played out, I'm assuming, because I'm hoping that it's going to be played out during February sweeps, which is just a month away. So I don't know. If anyone in the chat room has any thoughts, Travis says maybe she lost the guy due to her secrets coming out before. Huh. Yeah, that's possible. That would make sense. Yeah.
And then Cheryl knows those secrets, and then that's what the problem is. We're going to be saying all this speculation. It's going to be nothing.
I know. It's probably not right. It's not going to be anything. We're going to be very disappointed, I bet, or something like that.
Yeah, we're going to be like, really? This is what it is? But,
like she stole her lunch money in kindergarten or something like that.
Well, they didn't know each other in kindergarten because Jordan Ridgway didn't exist until she got to Birmingham.
Nice catch, Misty. Good one.
Mm-hmm.
True. So, I don't know. I just really want to dig in deeper to try to, like, I don't know. I have no clue as to what the past could be with Jordan and Cheryl and what Jordan's past is. I don't know. I'm lost. That's why I love it so much, because I have no idea. Because I don't like to be spoiled that much. So that's why I love it.
Yeah. I can't wait to see how it's going to unfold. I like new drama.
The drama is always on. Days of Our Lives.
Yes.
So the Travis, he says he can't hear anything.
Uh-oh, you might need to log out and log back in.
Yeah, because we've had people with that issue before. You have to log out and log back in. I see your question also, Travis, which I'll get to at the end, about Will and Sonny. And I see that Guest 7 says that they can't wait for more Eric and Nicole. I believe Misty might have some information on that for spoilers if we have time at the end of the show. So I think, Dawn, the drama is all gone on days because it's always at Y&R, on and off. Yeah. There's some drama going on with Young and the Restless, which we are not going to get into because we are not that type of show. I was thinking of doing a Y&R and Bold and Beautiful show. But actually, I just like that this is a good time to segue that I made it into some of the soap media this week. Daytime Confidential, Soap Opera Network, and Michael Fairman all did an article about what is going on with Y&R, and I was included in some of the articles because of a tweet I sent out. I'm not trying to gloat or anything, but I just wanted to put that out there that I made the internet, and I'm proud of myself. And I sound like I'm gloating, so I'll just stop right now.
You should be proud. You were taking up for someone, and
I was.
More people need to do that instead of tear people down. We need to lift people up. So you should be proud. And you should gloat. So there you go.
Okay. Well, I'm very excited. An actress on the show is getting bullied by certain actress fans. I decided to stick up for her, and some of the actresses on Y&R, actors and actresses, retweeted my tweet, and then it took off from there. And that's all I'll say about that, because we're not a Y&R show and we won't get into that. But anyways, let's see. I think we'll get into our last thing that we wanted to discuss in depth. Deep breath. EJ and Abby.
Saving the best for last.
Where to start with these people? I guess just start out with a summary of how it all went down. Abby.
I've got to say that the music, I just want to say real quick that music that they played was hilarious.
That was like hardcore sex music. I mean, that was like...
lost it. I was like, oh my gosh, no, they're not. But they did. They did. It was all that moaning, and I was like, what is happening right now? Good thing my daughter isn't in here, because she'd be like, what is that moaning?
It was definitely TV-14 material. I mean, we're not just... Yeah, it was a little over the top. But
okay, but we can get on to the real part of the story. I just wanted to say that the music was very interesting, because normally they've got that like music in the background, right. But this time it was like, whoa, yeah, okay.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to read the chat room. Do you want me to cue the music up? Oh, okay.
She's going to play what it sounded like.
I did not understand that at first. Now I'm like, oh my God. Okay, I'm a little slow today. That's all right. I thought she meant for the end of the show music at the end. But okay, I got you, Dawn. All right. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. No thanks. Anyways, EJ and Abby. Abby wanted to get after her encounter with Gabby at the pub, she wanted to go to Hope to tell her about what she had heard from Gabby about Nick, that Nick had done something to her. She went to Smith Island because she thought Hope was there, but Hope had left. When she got to the cabin, she found EJ there. Well, EJ walked up behind her. They went into the cabin. Prior to going into the cabin, EJ had received a text from Gabby, correct.
Mm-hmm.
And Abby did not know who the text was from. She just knew that he had received a text. And so they went in the cabin. Abby said she was going to wait on Hope because she didn't see her. And anyways, Abby and EJ went back and forth, talking, that is. And they went back and forth on some other things later. So they kind of, I wouldn't say they really argued, but Abby was kind of, you could tell that Abby was having none of EJ, what EJ was saying. She didn't want anything to do with it. But I could also tell that Abby was kind of, she kind of, I couldn't tell, she had this odd feeling when she was around EJ. She was very, like, on her toes, and she was just very, like, she seemed uncomfortable, or like I don't know. Anyways, after they went back and forth for a while, she was going to leave. Abby was going to leave, but EJ wouldn't let her, at which point they got close, as EJ told her not to leave, and they got closer and closer and closer until their lips touched, and they kept touching. The lips kept touching. They pulled away and said that this wasn't right, or EJ pulled away and said no. And Abby said, I
wonder if that would have happened if when he said something about, because she thought that he slept with Gabby. Has that happened yet? Yeah, where she thought he slept with Gabby.
Right,
and then
yeah.
he said something, and she was like, well, she'd be crazy because every woman with a brain would want to have sex with you, or something like that.
Which is almost hilarious. That Gabby, she thought Gabby would sleep with EJ. I mean,
yes.
No.
It's funny. But then when she said that, I guess he realized that she was into him. Otherwise, I don't know if any of that would have ever happened if she hadn't said that one little comment, is what I'm trying to get at.
Right, yeah. I don't know. Because EJ had pulled away, but then Abby was the one that instigated it to continue, if I remember right. EJ had pulled away, and then Abby said, no, she didn't say let's keep going, but she said something along those lines. And then it carried on to the bed, where they quickly ripped each other's clothes off, and the music began to play, as we already discussed. And they were very into it, so to speak. I mean, it was intense. It's like almost EJ and Sammy level. I mean, they were into it. Not to offend the EJ and Sammy fans, but I'm just saying that it was intense, like an EJ and Sammy sex scene, which we see a lot.
Yes. I wanted to die. I was like, oh, my gosh. Because, I'm an EJ Sammy fan.
Right.
So I was like, really, Abigail? I want to punch you right now.
And she was just a member of the Golden Circle Club a few months ago.
I know, and now she's a professional. I'm kidding.
Twice with brothers. I mean, look at her. Oh, my gosh, she's getting around. I don't want to, that kind of sounds mean, but she is. I don't know why she just didn't stick with Cameron. That would have been she would have been nice, and she just stuck with Cameron, no drama. I still kind of wish that Cameron and Gabby, they'd have done that, Cameron and Gabby. But anyways, that's never going to happen. Anyways, the following day, Abby and EJ, well, they didn't wake up, but we went to see them laying in bed, and they were just very stunned. I don't know if to say stunned, but they were just laying there looking up at the ceiling. And
well, first EJ kind of looked like, oh my God, like he had this look on his face of fear or something, shock or fear or something. That first little thing where they showed their faces at the end, I was like, right. Yeah, you better feel that way. But then it didn't last long because you're about to get into that.
Right. They were staring at the ceiling for a good few seconds at the most. And Abby kind of put her hand on her head, was like, oh my gosh, what happened? Then they kind of looked over at each other, and lo and behold, they went on for round two.
After they said it couldn't happen again.
Right.
They said it couldn't happen again, and then they're like, okay, maybe after this.
I mean, I wasn't expecting that myself. I wasn't expecting them to go around 2, but
no,
the Dayton Riders wanted that to happen. Then after round 2, is that when? No, okay. I was thinking about the Abby Dream, and that was on Friday's show after they left the cabin. So never mind about that.
Yeah.
After that is when after round 2, Abby and EJ discussed what had happened, and EJ said, or Abby was very regretful and said that she shouldn't have done this, and she's like, I'm going to have to move back to Europe, I believe is what she said.
I know, she was like, Sammy's going to kill me.
She will, too. I mean, she's got a track record.
I can't wait.
But,
I mean, I don't want Abby to die. I don't want Abby to die. I didn't mean that. I meant just for her to, like, wipe the floor with her face or something. Not kill her.
Abby should be scared. I mean, we are talking about Sammy here. Anyways, they agreed that it shouldn't happen again and shouldn't have happened in the first place. But EJ tells Abby that it was nice. I can't remember exactly what words he used, but he said that it was lovely. It was lovely, what he said.
Lovely, yeah.
So he didn't, at that moment, to me, he didn't seem very remorseful that he did it. It kind of sounded like he was glad it happened, in a way. Which as an EJ and Sammy fan, that would kind of get me a little upset that he would, I mean, I don't know, maybe it was all the endorphins that were released, but.
Yeah. Well, I think he was doing it, too, because he didn't want her to be upset about it.
Okay.
Because he obviously later who does feel guilty, but I think in that moment he didn't want her to feel bad or upset because he's wanting her to keep her mouth shut about Gabby and Nick. So I don't think he wanted to get her upset.
I can see that. That makes sense. But I'm sure EJ and Sammy fans, most of them didn't see it that way. They probably just saw fire in their eyes as it was happening.
Right.
So after they had discussed, talked about it, Abby got up and left, as well as EJ. Did Abby go home? No. She met Hope, or ran into Hope, I believe. After she left, she ran into Hope into Town Square. EJ went straight home. How could Hope not tell? Well, we all know that Hope isn't the best detective. So maybe that's why she couldn't tell. But I thought that Hope might have been able to tell that she had done something. I don't know. But anyways, I don't remember much about the Hope and Abby scene when they met in the town square. I really wasn't going to get into that because I just want to talk about EJ and Abby. Let's see. I guess I could get into. Let's see. I guess I'll jump into Friday after this had all happened. Or, yeah, well, I don't know what day it was, but Gabby came over. I'll start with that, or Gabby came over. I don't know if that was Thursday or Friday. She came over and came over to Abby's house, that is, and asked her, my mind is so fuzzy. Gabby asked Abby about, Gabby had talked to EJ, and, oh my, Misty, you need to take over here because I'm just not even thinking.
Okay, well, he told them that he had it taken care of, it was all covered, and everything was good. So that's when Gabby and Will was actually there talking to EJ.
Okay, right.
And then, so they were fine with it. She leaves or whatever. Kate actually talks to Gabby and tells Gabby that she needs to make sure that EJ got to her and that she's going to keep her mouth shut. So then that's when Gabby decides to go over to talk to Abby.
Okay, right. And then she told, keep going.
And then, well, this makes it worse because, well, first she's like, he told me everything, isn't he wonderful? And so then Abigail's kind of like, oh my God, why would he tell you? Because she thought that he actually told her what they did at the cabin. And then she was like, how he came in and helps me with Nick and blah, blah, blah. So then that makes her suspicious as to, he obviously told me a story. You're coming to make sure that it worked kind of thing.
Right.
But then Gabby was just like, no, I'm just, you're my friend. That's why, because she was like, why are you coming over here and to see me or whatever? And she was like, because you're my friend, and I'm just, glad you know, but I didn't want to bring up Nick anymore, or he's not going to be able to hurt me anymore, or something like that. And then they hug, which Abby's still kind of like, yeah, okay, so EJ's hiding something. So now she wants to know why he slept with her, because she thinks that he did it for some other reason now.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, there's a lot that could be said there. EJ, when he was at home, after he got home, that was when he seemed to be very, very remorseful for resentful. Is it remorseful or resentful? Resentful, I think. Either way, you could tell he was upset because he looked at the picture of Sam and he's like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Not in those exact words, but along those lines. And then after Gabby and Abby had met, I think this was on Friday, a new day, Abby had fallen asleep on the couch, and she woke up after a dream that she had had, and Abby had a dream that her and EJ were doing it again, or unless this was the first time, and it was just different. Anyways, she had a dream that her and EJ were having sex, and her mother walked into the cabin. And, of course, her mother was not too pleased. She said, not with him, and she ran out. Jen did. And EJ was laying there laughing in Abby's dream the whole time, which I thought was the best, too, that he was laughing.
You're
and then
doing
Abby
his
woke
little
up.
evil giggle.
Right. We don't hear that enough. So Abby had woken up, and it wasn't real. Jen didn't find him. But anyways, Jen woke her up, or was there when she woke up from the dream. And Abby told her, said that she had sex with Chad is what, I don't know, that's what she said to Jen. That's what had her kind of upset. But we know that's not what it is. But there's not much more we can delve into with this, except I really wanted to hear people's thoughts. I was hoping we get people to call in because I know that people are people are on very opposite sides of the fence. There are people that want Abby dead, and there are people that are just loving this EJ and Abby stuff because it's so. I mean, you can't deny that this EJ and Abby drama is very soapy, and it's something that soaps are known for. Romance and cheating romance, especially. I myself, I don't have anything against EJ and Sammy. I like them, but I was very intrigued and enjoyed Abby and EJ because I thought it was very soapy. I watch for the drama and everything. I don't watch for a couple. I don't watch for an actor or a character. I watch for the drama and the intrigue and everything, and that's what EJ and Abby gave us. That's what the writers are giving us. So I was very intrigued, and guest 8 just brought up a very good point. Abby is so going to be pregnant. Which I suppose, yeah, could you imagine? Oh, my, the heads would roll in Salem if Abby ended up pregnant with an Demira.
Travis says with twins, one EJ's, one Chad.
Oh, my gosh. No.
That's hilarious.
That would happen because it happened to Sammy. So,
yes, and you can't get away from the Demira sperm. So
no,
she's going to be pregnant.
I'd have no doubt. Maybe this is going to be another way to make Abby interesting because before all this, I just found Abby dull and I couldn't take a scene with her. She was just so boring, just like her mother. But luckily, this has made her very interesting, and I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. I'm feeling, as guest 8 pointed out, that it is likely going to end up with a pregnancy storyline. Which, if it does, I'm going to be interested how they play that out, if they're going to have her carry it to term and have the baby and keep it, or give it up for adoption, or would they actually do an abortion storyline? I don't know.
They might.
Would soaps go that? I'm trying to remember if soaps have done abortion storylines. I guess I've only been watching soaps for about 8 years, so I'm not, to my knowledge of the soaps that I have watched, there has not been an abortion storyline, but yeah, I'm hoping, my personal hope is that they do not do that if she is pregnant, not abort. It'd be nice to see an adoption storyline like that, where a character carries the baby and decides she doesn't want it and gives it up for adoption.
Yes, that was with Grace.
Yeah, and give it maybe to Nicole, because Nicole needs I don't want to say needs, but Nicole deserves to be happy, and I know she wants a child. So, but I'm kind of going off track here, but yeah, I'm very interested to see where this goes, and I kind of have a feeling it kind of seems very obvious. So maybe it's not going to go in that direction because it seems obvious, but I don't know.
The chat room is going. Guest 7 says Stefano will put it with Nicole's baby. But a lot of people they don't think that Nicole's baby's really dead. They think Stefano has it somewhere. And then Sammy could harass her into a miscarriage, is what guest 8 is saying.
Well, sorry, that's my landline that's ringing in the phone. If you hear that, hold on, I think one more ring. Okay, I apologize for that.
Mm-hmm.
Where was
Jenny will be in red, Ma.
Your publicist, not okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was my publicist on the line. I got a gig on Revenge next week. Anyways, I have no idea where I was going. Was it what were we talking about?
Abby getting pregnant, and will they do an abortion? Or
okay.
Yeah, I don't know if they would or not. That'd be kind of horrible.
Yeah, Jennifer being a grandma, Susan in the chat room said that would be funny.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Or there will be some twist, Dawn says, where Sammy ends up raising it and not knowing that it's EJ's. They could take this in a multitude of directions. I mean, if she does end up pregnant, I mean, they could do this in so many ways. So I'm very interested to see how it goes. Oh, you guys, yeah, I'm going to hit the big time so soon. That's sarcasm, in case you couldn't tell it. I think that's all I wanted to cover. As you can tell, we did this a little different this week. Where we decided to pick out 3 certain stories or things from the show and just talk about it like that, instead of discussing each day and giving a recap. And I thought I had a good time, and I see the chat room seems to enjoy this new format. So I think we might do this from now on. Every week we pick 3 stories from the show and just give our thoughts on it. And hopefully from now on we'll get more callers to call in with their thoughts on everything that's going on with the show. But yeah, I had a good time, and this was very different than what we're used to. But yeah, I'm very pleased with the format that we did tonight, and I'm very pleased with the show. Yeah. I think this is something that we should keep up with, doing it this way. And it's much easier also on Misty and myself because we don't have to take notes. I mean, you all do not know how hard it was to take notes. This is why we switched off. That I would do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. She'd do Tuesday, Thursday one week, and then we'd switch off, and she'd do Monday, Wednesday, whatever. But anyways, yeah, I think this is a good format that we are going to try to keep up now for as long as we can go. So
I have a couple of spoilers.
Okay, go ahead.
I was just going to do 3 pretty good ones that I thought were probably going to be the best ones. So Sammy is more than concerned when she returns home to find EJ and Abigail. So that is her that comes spying in. You know how they were showing someone like looking in on them? It's Sammy. Yep. So she's going to. So I don't know what she's going to hear. She's probably not going to hear anything, but she's going to be concerned when she sees them there together.
Oh, she will.
Yes. Jennifer is in the right place at the right time to save Daniel. Something's going to go down with Daniel, Eric, and Nicole. And Dr. Chika is involved, so stay tuned for that. And then, under duress, Eric makes a shocking confession to Nicole. He's going to tell her that he loves her. And I cannot wait for that. Because, yes, I am an Eric Cole fan. Yes. I'm waiting for this.
And we've waited quite a long time, so I think this is about due to happen. Been way too long.
Yes.
Is that all the spoilers you have?
Yes.
Okay. There was one thing that I wanted to mention. This is a rumor, well, not a rumor, but casting call. Mark Collier debuted in December, as you know, as Liam. And come January, we'll have Daniel Cosgrove debuting as Aiden. Well, there is going to be a third person who has ties to a CBS soap who will be joining the show in February. And that is all we know. But I'm going to add to the rumor mill because you may or may not know this, but people that really know me know that I am a huge One Life to Live fan. And I follow most of the actors on Twitter. And one of them being Cassie DePaiva, who played Blair Kramer on One Life to Live for many, many years. She did a blog recently and said that she has some exciting news to announce in 2014. Well, I happened to look at her Twitter account and look at who she's following, and I have seen that she is following Sean Christian, Charles O'Shaughnessy, and she is following both of the Days Twitter accounts, at NBC Days and at Days of Our Lives. And I know you're saying, well, if she played on One Life to Live, what's that have to do with CBS? Well, I decided to do some investigating myself, and I saw that for about 4 years, from like 86 to 90, around that time, she played a character on Guiding Light, which was on CBS. So I decided I'm putting the pieces together, and it makes sense to me that this person coming in February would be Cassie DePaiva coming to Days. I cannot confirm that. It's just what I'm hearing. And she has also dyed her hair. I have heard that she has dyed her hair. She used to be blonde, and now she's a brunette. So, I mean, it seems to make so much sense to me. And I cannot confirm, but that's what it looks like to me, that come February, Cassie DePaiva will be joining Days. And yet again, the cast just keeps getting more and more amazing, and I cannot see any other cast in daytime with this much intrigue. I'm so excited, and if she's not joined, I'm going to be very depressed. But I mean, I'm sure whoever they cast is going to be perfect. And we do not know what this role is either, by the way. We don't know what role. Some have speculated that she's going to be a Kristen recast. I personally do not think that she will be a Kristen recast. Some think that she's going to be an Eve recast, but I don't think that either, because I thought they were going to bring Charlotte Ross back for that. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, maybe she'll be a Kristen recast. I mean, I think she could handle it, but I don't think I don't know. I don't think they should do that. But anyways, I'll keep you guys updated on this, because this comes from Jason47, and he is always spot on with his casting. And I highly suggest that you follow or find him on Facebook, Jason47's Days website. He's always spot on with casting, and he has all kinds of behind-the-scenes information that you all would love to know about Days of Our Lives. So with that, that's all I have for tonight's show.
Okay. So before we end our show, we would like to remind you all that you can follow us on Twitter at CG Online Radio, and you can like us on Facebook. Just type in Common Ground Radio in the search bar. Give us a comment on what you like. Tell us what you want us to talk about or anything. Just comment on our page, and we will see the comments. Also, check out airnationradio.com, because there you'll not only find links to all our past shows so that you can download and listen to them anytime you please, but you will find a little biography on myself and Brandon, along with all the other amazing shows on the Air Nation Radio Network. And you can follow them on Twitter as well, at Air Nation Radio. Also, if you're into iHeartRadio, you can also find us there. We're under the talk show category. We would like to thank everyone who joined us in the chat room this evening. We hope that you all had as much fun as we did, and we will be back here next week, same time, same place. As a side note, I have been working to try to get some of the Days faves to come and do interviews with us. I can say that we have received a few responses from some of the cast members, so we hope to have their interviews set up very soon. That covers it all. For Common Ground Radio, I'm Misty.
I'm Brandon.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, guys.
You've been listening to Common Ground Radio with hosts Brandon and Misty on the Air Nation Radio Network. Thank you for joining us.